Welcome to YOLO Texas, and this is our team of traveling Texans. Ride shotgun with us as we visit breathtaking views, check out heart-racing attractions, and taste mouth-watering foods that only this great state has to offer.
There's tamale in there. I don't know why I was so surprised about that.
Why, you ask? Well, to simply put it, YOLO! You only live once, Texas. Hey y'all, welcome to YOLO Texas, your go-to guide to everything great about the Lone Star State. I'm your host AC, and on today's show, we are checking out a water park that takes summer fun to a whole new level right outside of Houston. And then we're kicking it old school with some classic arcade games, also in the Houston area. And finally, we go out of left field with the Texas Rangers. But first up, here on the show, you know we love our festivals. So when we heard about one that celebrates a unique part of Texas history and culture, plus it's a whole lot of fun, you know we had to do some more investigating. So let's head out to Castroville, y'all. Our destination today is Castroville on the banks of the Medina River. It's as Texas as it gets. But in fact, it also has a distinct heritage and history, celebrated once a year every August when it plays host to the one-of-a-kind St. Louis Day Festival. So this festival is so well known, it's actually been called the Homecoming of Texas. Yeah, you know, here on the show we've been to plenty of festivals, but this time we're actually here a couple of weeks early to get a sneak peek of what to expect, as well as what goes into making this festival such a special one. So for our first stop on our trip through Castroville is here, Haby's Alsatian Bakery. All right, so fun fact, turns out Castroville was settled all the way back to 1844 by immigrants of France, and it's such a big part of the community that that culture is still celebrated here today. And the only way for us to get into that spirit is by coming to a French bakery, because who doesn't love French pastries, right? At first glance, this seems like a normal bakery with rows and rows of fresh bread and sweet treats, but as you get deeper into the menu, you start to notice that there's something special going on here.
This is the French morning treat. They have their coffee with this in the morning. Everyone else is, yes, that's the big thing. Drink a cup of coffee, slice of this, that's your mid-morning treat.
And because this isn't a carb loading show, we headed out to find a place where we could learn a bit more about Castroville's Alsatian culture. All right, so this here behind me is the Living History Center. This is one of the original settlers' home and now serves as a museum. Sounds like a good place to start, so let's go check it out. Here you can step back in time and relive the days of our Texas ancestors. And to fill us in, we met up with Bradford Bain, docent at the Visitors Living Center. What should we do here? Because we already got a little taste. Literally, I got a taste of the French culture. I had a French pastry.
Yeah,
and now I'm getting the history lesson from you. So what else should we do while we're here in Castroville?
Okay, well, you're in a good spot here also. The Living History Center is a original Alsatian home built of stone, and we have it set up as how it would look in the period 1840 to about 1870. It's a nice way to view what life was like when the Alsatian pioneers first came to this area. Okay. and how they lived.
Okay, so this beautiful building behind me is the St. Louis Catholic Church, built all the way back in 1868. And back in the day, the St. Louis Society was the largest Catholic society in Texas. And so people all over the world came here for St. Louis Day services. And afterward, obviously, had a bunch of social gatherings. And that's where the festival all began. And to take us through memory lane of past St. Louis Day festivals, we met up with Frankie Kempf, publicity chairperson of the event.
You know what we're looking at now? This is a fraction of some of the old newspaper clippings and pictures that we've taken from years past. This is not even a tenth of what we put out on a place we call Memory Lane.
Yeah.
And we were just looking at some of them now, and we had some telegrams there from like John F. Kennedy and John Connally.
Wow.
But anyway, we got old pictures and things, and I was noting some of the pictures up here, the meal line back in the day, like the early 60s. would actually go around the building, up the hill, back down the hill. We streamlined it. Now, no long waits at all. St. Louis Day hangs on the counter like Christmas, and it does for all of Castroville.
All right, so this is where it all takes place. They have live music, a beer garden, and tons of food. And since this is Castroville, they also have performances by a unique dance group. The Alsatian Dancers of Texas carry on a traditional form of folk dance that dates back hundreds and hundreds of years. Nowadays, this group performs in festivals, fairs, and parades all over the state.
I'm going to teach you the Gemütlichkeit.
Okay.
And the Gemütlichkeit is a story dance.
Okay.
So it takes you through the relationship of either friends or a couple, and first you meet them, and then you sort of start getting more comfortable with each other, you get annoyed with each other, you get mad at each other, but at the end you're still friends and you make up.
But our time in Castroville wasn't over yet. There was one more place we had to check out. And we may have saved the best for last because at the St. Louis Day Festival, the foods are legendary, especially the meats. Y'all, we're talking about 2,500 pounds of sausage and 3,500 pounds of beef. Yeah, and it's all a big part thanks to this place, Juke's Meat Market.
One of the most famous part of our meal is what we call our Castroville style sausage. And we make that ourselves. It's made, homemade, right? What we do though is we come here to Juke's Meat Market and we use their facilities early Saturday morning to do that. We have a special blend seasoning just for St. Louis Day.
Okay.
And what we do is we'll take the bigger chunks of meat, we chunk those out into smaller pieces, and from there into a stainless steel stuffer, and we shoot out 2,500 pounds of sausage in the casings, and the volunteers tie each individual sausage.
Wow.
And then early morning, Sunday morning rather, we start our cooking of the sausage.
Preparations begin Saturday morning, followed by drinks at the beer garden. Kick things off the next day with mass. Then shortly after, barbecue plates are served with live entertainment, even an ice bucket challenge, plus more. Needless to say, the St. Louis Day celebration is an annual event worth making the drive for. Planning a trip to Castroville? Go to castroville.com for visitor information. Plus, join us at the St. Louis Day Festival August 18th and 19th. For more details, just go to stlouisday.com. Hey y'all, welcome back to YOLO Texas. So when you live here, you're pretty used to the hot weather, right? Well, us Texans love to get outside, and even on the warmest of days, I'd much rather be doing something outdoors than just hanging around the house. So how do you beat the heat? Well, our next destination is offering a unique way to stay cool and have a ton of fun while doing it. So grab your bathing suits, y'all, because we're on our way to Houston to experience the brand new Altitude H2O. So today we are here at Wake Nation Houston, and let me just tell you, if you've been here before, you're gonna love it even more, because right behind me is the brand new Altitude H2O to ensure that you, your kids, me, and just about everyone is guaranteed to have an absolute blast. So let's jump right in. Ever wanted to run on water? Well, now you can. Recently opening in Houston, Altitude H2O is considered the largest floating water park in all of Texas, offering 25,000 square feet of family fun, complete with challenging inflatable obstacles and even a trampoline. But before we actually dove in and got onto the water, we wanted to learn a little bit more about this attraction, so we met up with Kenneth, the operations lead. Kenneth, thank you so much for letting us come out here. This place is pretty cool. So what do you think is so unique about it? How big is this water park?
So Altitude H2O is something that there's just nothing like it really in Texas. It's about a half-mile course. Kids come out, race on it, run on it, do all the obstacles. It's really a challenge, and everyone just has a great time at the end of the day.
Yeah, it looks like a ton of fun. And I know you are in partnership with Wake Nation Houston. So why did y'all choose them to bring this out here?
So Wake Nation's a great location to have us out here because a lot of families love to come ride. They have beginner sessions on the weekends.
Yeah.
Everything is very family friendly, and just having the park here gives them something to do when they're tired out from wakeboarding or when they finish over here. Everybody likes to go take a few laps at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And it's just a great way to get your family out and beat the Texas heat.
I do have to ask because I know that there's Altitude Trampoline Park. So how did this floating water theme park come to mind?
So really the philosophy with Altitude is getting kids out and getting them active and everything. These days it's so easy to sit behind a screen and play video games. You know, this is something where kids can come outside, stay active, you know, get in the water and do something different. You know, there are a lot of trampoline parks out there, but many of them are on the water.
Right.
And like we said with this Texas heat, the best way to beat it, jump in the water, go cool off, and just have a great time.
All right, so I'm gonna put you on the spot here. Have you actually gone through the obstacle course without falling in? How difficult is it?
I actually have. It took a few tries at first, took a couple wipeouts on the hurdles and stuff. Sometimes here and there you get a little slip. But honestly, once you get out here, you learn this thing like the back of your hand. It's just like riding a bike. You can't get off of it, honestly. It's the best part.
Perfect, let's jump in.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
Attention, altitude jumpers for the 12 o'clock group. Let's make our way down to the water and get ready to go.
So here's how it all goes down. Step 1, gear up.
Make sure it's nice and snug.
Step 2, rules.
All right, guys, rule number 1 out here. We're all gonna follow this one today. Have fun. If you need a hand, ask any of our guards or splash monitors out there. They will help you up. Everything's feet first into the water, so flips are awesome. We love watching them. See what y'all got. That's about all we got. I'm gonna let y'all go have fun for 45 minutes. We ready? Yeah. Let's do it, guys. Ready?
Step 3, swim to the start and let the games begin. It may look like child's play from afar, and it is a ton of fun, but some of these obstacles are way harder than they look. I'd say this isn't just a water park, it's more like a workout. But the good news is, anytime you need a break, it's easy to cool off with the relaxing dip. And sometimes you cool off unintentionally. All right, I'd say pretty great day all the way around, and it was a great workout with a ton of fun in the water. So if you are in the Houston area, make sure to check out Wake Nation, and if you want to make the kids happy, Altitude H2O will leave them pretty thrilled. I'm gonna jump in one last time. We'll see y'all later. Need to check out this enormous floating playground for yourself? Click on altitudeh2o.com for more information. Make sure to tune in the next couple of weeks as we choose our top picks from season 1. And speaking of, remember our trip to Orange County? Well, Frontier Airlines now has nonstop flights from DFW and Houston airports to John Wayne International Airport, and coming August 13th, nonstop flights out of San Antonio too. So enjoy your trip and safe travels, y'all. Hey y'all, welcome back to the show. For our next YOLO Texas destination, we are headed just north of Houston to a place that promises to be a genuine blast from the past as we turn back the clock to visit the one and only Game Preserve. All right, so this is cool, and it must mean that we're in the right spot because behind those doors is a literal time capsule to an important piece of pop culture that's been perfectly preserved for us today. Welcome to the Game Preserve. All of the old school arcade games you knew and loved, and some you've never heard of, lined up waiting for you to rediscover them in all their retro glory. to give me a tour, I met up with co-owner Rusty Key. Rusty, it is a pleasure being here. This place is amazing. It's a little blast from the past, but I do have to ask, how did this all get started?
It was really a problem for us because you buy a game, then you buy another game, and then they're like rabbits and you have all these games. They take over your house, they take over. Let's put all our games, put them in one place, we'll share the expenses and we'll bring it up. Well, what we found out is people just wanted to come and play our games. They didn't want to bring their games, they just want to come play ours. So we changed it into the membership-based kind of business model that we have here.
So what is a normal day at the Game Preserve like?
Well, we have 125, 130 video games, pinball machines, all up and running all the time, from the modern times all the way back to 1960. So we have games for all ages, and that's what we have come in. We have people from all ages, young kids and adults, and they all come in.
Yeah, that was my next question. Who can come in and walk in and play these games?
We are family-based. There's 5 owners here, and we're all family men. So we wanted to make sure that we have a place where people come in and bring their kids. We see parents come in and, and the kids, they have the Xbox and the PS2s at your house, and they just scorch us on those games. We just cannot play.
Yeah.
And then they come across and they come here and Dad goes, here, let me show you how to play this game, son. And he sits down and away he goes and they have a great time.
How does this all, go down? I brought a bunch of quarters just to be ready for this.
No, you don't, no quarters, no tokens. You pay an entrance fee. $15, you're in, and you're in all day long. Come and go as you want. We allow people to bring your own food. We're a BYOB facility.
Yeah, and what I do love about your story and how this all got started is the community outreach. Y'all actually do something really, really cool. It's called the Pinball Project.
Project Pinball, yes,
I'm
ma'am.
sorry, it's called the Project Pinball. Do you mind telling us a little bit more about that?
So what Project Pinball does is they get the money and they pull money together, and then they create contracts with the children's hospitals, and they put pinball machines in the children's hospitals for those folks, little kids that can't get out and can't go play, to come in there and play.
That's awesome. You're checking off all the things that I love, and I cannot wait to get going and just take a look around. And after years of doing boring grown-up stuff, getting back at the controls of these video gaming classics was like rediscovering an old friend. And at times, it was almost surreal how certain songs and sounds bring you right back. Woo-hoo! Stage 2! Oh yeah! Aw, I celebrated too soon. All right, that's all the time we have here today at the Game Preserve. If you're in the Houston area, you need to check this place out. I am going to stick around because I got about 40 more games to get to. Wish me good luck. For a list of every classic game plus more, visit GamePreserveHouston.com today. Hey y'all, welcome back to YOLO Texas. Up next, we are headed to a place with a whole lot of history, some fantastic fans, and one of the best players in all of baseball. So come along as we make our way to Arlington to check out Globe Life Park, home of the Texas Rangers. Today we are here at Globe Life Park, home of the one and only Texas Rangers, and today we are giving fans an inside look of the team, the stadium, and what the future holds for this amazing franchise. So why don't you say we go ahead and check it out. Opening over 2 decades ago, this retro open-air ballpark seats more than 48,000 fans and features an asymmetrical playing field, home run porch, and some pretty impressive Texas architecture. But as the saying goes, all good things must come to an end, because by 2020, the Rangers will be in a brand new state-of-the-art stadium just right down the street. But until then, all these dedicated fans are just soaking up all the great things this place has to offer. Chuck Morgan, the voice of the Texas Rangers. You've been here for 35 years. You know this place better than anyone else. What is the atmosphere like when we walk into Globe Life Park?
The first thing I think that hits you is the majesty of the outside of the ballpark, and it's just a beautiful place. But when you get inside and we've got 40,000 fans cheering for the Rangers, it's pretty special.
What's kind of like the highlights that people need to go to and see whenever they walk through these doors?
The first thing would be to look at the inside of the park and look how some of the things like the home run porch in right field. And then I think they need to sample the food, great food here at the ballpark. can't go to the ball game without a good hot dog and peanuts. But and then just watching the players themselves, and then some of the things that we do during the game.
I've heard some great things about the food, especially those hot dogs you've been talking about. Can't wait to get my hands on one of those.
I think you need to go get the 2-foot-long boomstick.
Speaking of hot dogs, this place had one of the biggest I'd ever seen. This is not your ordinary hot dog. It is a boomstick, which means 2 feet of yumminess right here in between some bread buns. I'm gonna check it out. What I loaded it with chili cheese and jalapeno. This Frankfurter measures in at a whopping 2 feet long, so massive it could feed you, your family, and maybe a few of your friends. And luckily for me, being a TV host has its perks, so I was able to do a little Q&A with some of our favorite Rangers. We're gonna go with the serious questions right here. What was the last thing that you Googled?
Last thing I Googled, I think checking up on baby stuff.
Okay, so we are in Texas. Whataburger or In-N-Out?
Ooh, In-N-Out. In-N-Out. In-N-Out.
Why?
I love the In-N-Out food.
Well, you're in Texas.
Yeah, no, but I still love the In-N-Out food.
And as much fun as it was talking to the Rangers, it was even more exciting to see them play. I gotta say, it was an awesome day of meeting incredible fans and getting to know what the team is all about. And you better bet I'm coming back for those hot dogs. See you out there. Want to experience Globe Life Park for yourself? Well, visit the link below to learn more. All right, that is all the time we have here today on YOLO Texas. Don't forget to like us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And remember, it's a great state, so get out and explore it. You know what they say, you only live once, Texas. We'll see y'all next week.